My name is Matt Friedman, and I'm a modern-day abolitionist. Last summer, my wife Sylvia and I did a 70-day, 27-city road trip across the United States. On June 17th, we started in Vancouver, and by August 25th, we ended in Hartford, Connecticut. As part of this trip, we did 112 presentations to nearly 4,000 people from within corporations, schools, churches, libraries, Rotary clubs, and a range of government offices. Our rental car chalked up over 16,000 kilometers. Along the way, many people repeatedly ask, "Why did you decide to do something so crazy?" I guess the answer for us is based on frustration. Out of the 45.8 million people in slavery, last year the world helped less than 0.2% of the victims. With all of our collective efforts, we didn't even help 1%. So my wife and I decided to step up and do something new, to forego the urge to simply complain and to do something a bit radical and rebellious instead. While our initial objective was to raise awareness in an effort to spark abolitionist feelings among the participants, within the first 20 days it became clear to us that we were learning so much from this adventure that we felt a need to document our experience. With this in mind, I'd like to share a few of our observations and conclusions. The good news is we found many highly dedicated people across the country who deeply cared about this issue. Many of them desperately wanted to do something to help address the problem. Having said this, we also found some major challenges. First, the general awareness of this issue was surprisingly low among every category of people we presented to, including the NGOs and the police. Basic standardized information was simply lacking. This was quite surprising to us. Second, we asked nearly all of the groups who were working within this sector if they were aware of a master plan related to the topic, any kind of a useful guide or planning resource that could be used as a tool to help them in their work. Not a single organization had heard of such a thing, but all of them said it would be a great help. Many people pointed out that there was an absence of a leadership structure at both the state and federal levels. This came up time and time again. Third, we came across many organizations that had useful data related to the victims and the traffickers. When asked if they shared this information with others, most said no. They admitted there was no local or centralized repository for this information. And even if it had existed, many said they were resistant to share. Fourth, it appeared that many anti-human trafficking efforts were being done in isolation. Instead of working in collaboration, organizations tended to do their own thing. The main reasons for this lack of collaboration often included fear that collaboration would help others' organizations to get a funding advantage, interagency differences in perspective and approach, or lack of understanding of the importance of collaboration. Finally, over 20 Fortune 500 corporations invited us to present within their organizations. The audiences ranged from legal and compliance officers to general employees curious to learn more about the topic. In every case, we found employees interested in the topic and willing to step up. During our discussion with corporate leadership, we realized there was currently huge untapped potential for market-led solutions to crowd out much of the exploitative practice that underlies modern-day slavery. The biggest challenge they faced was knowing how to do this. Many of these observations may not be new to most anti-slavery responders. We have heard these same points many, many times before. But it does beg the question, why are we still in the same situation after all of these years? Perhaps an answer to this question doesn't really matter. Instead, maybe we simply need to make the changes. We need standardized awareness. We need a collective plan we can all work from. We need more systematic collection and analysis of data. We need better collaboration. We need the private sector to be more involved in a positive way. These are fundamental things that we simply have to resolve once and for all. To me, the modern slavery issue is like a slowly unfolding disaster. But it is a disaster nevertheless. We all need to step up our game. We need to solve many of these long-standing systemic challenges. We need to have more of a sense of urgency, and we need to do it now. Why? Because we are only helping 0.2% of the victims, and because every day there are 45.8 million victims who wake up and ask the question, why is no one coming to help? We need to be this help. Thank you.